Come here, Dustin. I want everybody to bear with me just for a minute. I want to talk to my son in front of the whole world. When you were born, when you were a baby, when you were born, I went off to seek my fame and fortune. I neglected you. Then later on, when I became world's heavyweight champion, I neglected you. Then lately I became this corporate cowboy, if you will, in public with a suit and tie on, and I neglected you. And when it came down to choose a partner, I was off in Hollywood, and I neglected you. Let me tell you something. Bunkhouse Buck, let me tell you, Colonel Parker, they all nothing but chicken thieves. That's all they are, brother. Let me tell you something else. Terry Funk is nothing but a low-life, watermelon thief, egg-sucking dog. And let me tell you something about Iron Anderson. Iron Anderson, my son, offered up his innocence, and you paid him back in scorn. The hell with you, Iron Anderson. Iron Anderson has never been nothing but a walk-behinder. And when you walk behind and you're not a leader, then the view never changes, baby. The view never changes, baby. The view never changes. You have the ability to be the world's heavyweight wrestling champion. There is not a greater athlete at your age in this sport. But I would ask you a favor. I would ask you a favor in front of God and the whole world. I know that the Clash of Champions on August the 24th, you put your name on the dotted line. I don't want you to look for another partner. I don't want you to go and find another man. I don't want you to go out and get on your knees and beg another scum-sucking pig to be your partner. I'm asking you if you can carry this old out of shape, old bent out, old spindly-legged man. I want to be your partner. I don't need no handshake, because out there right now tonight there's people with their brothers and their sisters and their wives. They are blood. The Kennedys were blood. The Earps were blood. The Rhodes are blood. I don't need a handshake. What I need now from you is just a hug and a kiss. Just seal the deal, baby.
All right, everybody. It's been a while, but we're back here on the Square Circle Time Machine. It's Greg with Dane. And Dane, oh, this is going to be tough. It's the first show we've done post the passing of Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, and especially because the first episode we're going to be doing here and even the arc, it's going to be quite Hogan-centric. So I know that's right now, even still right now, because I guess as of recording today, his funeral was just today in Clearwater, Florida. So, and there's still a lot of people commiserating, celebrating, trying to put things in a neutral perspective on how to look at how you can separate Hulk Hogan, the performer, from Hulk Hogan, the backstage politician, from Terry Bollea, the troubled, racist MAGA supporter, I guess.
I will say this. I didn't celebrate or be sad. I was just indifferent. I'm like, well, okay, that happened.
Yeah, that was pretty much my reaction too. It was like, okay, that's just. I think out of all the people online, for surprisingly, Jim Cornette actually had a surprisingly well balanced retrospective of Hogan's career that was almost 2 hours long, and then even Brian Zane of Wrestling with Regret had a good neutral stance of looking back on Hogan's career in about 15 minutes. So,
actually, funny enough, I actually got, because I didn't realize they had this option available. I got a PW Torch VIP subscription because I was tired of listening to the ads on the Freecast, and I didn't know that they had an option where you could subscribe to VIP through Patreon. So I did that. I listened to the series that Wade has done about Hogan's entire career and stuff, and it's actually a very good series of shows that he's done, Wade. So, but I'm gonna say this. At least we'll always have Observe This.
we'll always, observe this, brother.
Observe this. This is like a dinosaur compared to the internet, brother.
Yes.
Our favorite moment of all time. For God forbid, if we ever do that pay-per-view, we're going to just love every second of that freaking thing, to the point where freaking Sting is trying to take out the fire with a water bottle. But now we have to get to SummerSlam 2025. So I just want to go over the two main events. Okay. CM Punk and Gunther. CM Punk wins the title, but we were worked, bro. Seth wasn't injured the whole time.
We worked ourselves into a shoot, brother, when we were supposed to shoot ourselves into a work, or whatever that saying was.
We should have listened to Dave. Dave was actually right for once.
Wow.
But I loved it. There was this one post on Threads, Seth Rollins coming to the ring during SummerSlam, and it was the video from Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory of Willy Wonka coming out of the factory.
Oh yes, when he's coming out and he's doing the fake limp and then does a cartwheel afterwards.
Yeah.
I was generally surprised. Like I said, I thought for some reason we all got worked. I think brilliantly worked, as also mentioned by Becky Lynch on Instagram. As I guess apparently, I think the only two people who probably knew it was a work was Becky and good old Paul Heyman. And apparently, I think, because I remember sending you the link to the story on as well, that apparently their daughter's preschool teacher, I think, might have also known it was a work, and also Seth was telling Rue that it's just a pretend boo-boo or something.
Yeah, he told Rich Eisen this on his podcast, I think yesterday, that he told his daughter, it's not real, don't worry about it. And she told her teacher.
Well, like I said, that's not exactly a young Bret Hart watching Stampede Wrestling and listening to the Mongolian Stomper threatening to come over and rip the Hart house down to find Stu, and then seeing him next morning just having a pleasant chat with Helen at the door there, just picking up his payday and going on his day. Being clued into that maybe this whole wrestling thing is kind of a work.
Yeah. But then we get to the night 2 main event, and I have to say, this was much better than the match that John and Cody had at WrestleMania.
Yes, it was.
I will say my favorite spot of the match is they're going underneath the stage.
Yeah.
And Cena comes out within the trap door when Cody made his entrance, with Cody on top of him, just threw Cody with an AA.
Yeah. It was a real AA. Like, it was just like he had to put some real A in that A.
And I love the spot where the ring rope and the bottom rope actually got torn off.
Yeah.
That was pretty
That was
cool.
yeah, that was actually a nice that was a nice little callback to Cena's match against Umaga at the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, and it was '07, I think, '08.
Yeah, it was 708, I think.
That was actually like
Probably oh
one of my
07 because I think they would have no the choke spot post he who shall not be named.
oh yeah. I actually think that was '07, a candidate spot on Wrestle Tracks earlier this year, but
Yeah.
unfortunately it lost to Guilty as Charged '01. So
Mm.
me and Scott had to cover that, which was a shame because I really would have loved to have covered that match. Although maybe we'll cover that match next year. Who
Yeah.
knows? We haven't figured out what the ballot's going to be for January of next year. But so I kind of liked the spot at the end, the finish of the match. It was kind of very Flair, Shawn, WrestleMania 24 esque.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm
Just
sorry, I love you.
Cody gives the salute,
Yeah,
Crossroads, and that's it.
that is it. But then, dun dun dun, we get a surprise return of another Cena foe from the past.
Oh yeah, Brock Lesnar. Which Dane, I guarantee you, the internet's not going to be upset about this at all. The entire internet's not going to be upset that
Oh
Brock
no.
Lesnar has come back.
Well, when you have the likes of Dewey Foley and David Bixenspan all crying at the same time, it's, well,
Oh God, get me fucking started on Biggs. Oh God, what a goddamn baby. Look, I am subscribed to Between the Sheets. I like what Bix does on the. I like Chris. Bix sometimes is like, dude, just relax. Like, fuck. Oh, but it's like, okay, here's my position with Brock. Do I like that they brought him back? No. But all these people who are like, oh, I'm never gonna watch again. I'm gonna go watch AEW now on HBO Max. I'm like, boy, I got some bad news for you about freaking Chris Jericho.
oh yeah, just get the old bad news bears meme out with the bad news intensifies.
Oh yeah, the
Afraid I
bad news
got some
bearer.
bad news.
I'm afraid I got some bad.
That's pretty much my position too. Like, am I happy to see Brock? Kind of, but not really. Because right now, when you have there seems to be a lot of disaffected people that seem to be not being utilized as well, or their contract is being apparently expired like this weekend, I guess. The few fans that are spoken out for Karrion Kross and Scarlett, I guess their contract is up, but he hasn't really connected well with, I mean, I could see it as kind of an R-Truth kind of thing, just connected for a bit, and then the fans will be upset for a bit, and then maybe they'll bring him back, and then they'll forget about it again.
You know what? Here's an idea. How about Karrion Kross just goes to TNA for a bit?
Yeah, that's.
I mean, I don't think that's
All. I mean, TNA is becoming a lot better now, and I know actually one of the women that's got released, the former Jakara Jackson, she just made her debut or return to TNA here a couple weeks ago and looked pretty good. She was teaming with the Inspiration against the Elegance brand, so.
Wait, the Inspiration's back?
Yeah, they came back. It's the last couple pay-per-views they were back at.
Oh.
And also at that same time, I learned that their theme song was written and performed by AEW's Harley Cameron.
Oh, I didn't know that. Wow, that
Yeah.
Harley Cameron, she's very versatile.
Oh yeah, she is.
She can write music and she can perform puppetry.
Puppetry and perform softcore lesbian porn for all the neckbeards and AEW watching on HBO Max.
Wait, what?
Well, they're doing the lesbian baiting again, like with her and I think Anna Jay.
Oh, okay. Well, they gotta excite those 11 billion people who watch Dynamite on Max.
Yeah.
Oh, and I gotta appreciate, speaking of women's wrestling, I gotta go over to NXT for a bit. I do appreciate that Gunnar T is so in love with Blake Monroe. That he's so in love that he blatantly ignores her insulting him.
Booker T, darling.
Yes.
The name is Blake Monroe.
She loves me. She
She
loves
doesn't.
me.
She was very upset.
So learn it, love it, and don't ever do that again
Let me write-
unless you want to end up in a medical
Let me
facility
write
like
that
Jordan
down
Grace.
right
What?
now. Hey, you know
You're
what?
so enamored, you didn't even hear the threat.
I heard it.
Now for the
I
question.
agree. I agree.
Like, God damn it, Booker. I'm just waiting for Charmel to show up and cut an entire promo on the NXT Women's Division, just like Brandy did there on Jade that one time in AEW. There, who the hell told you it was open night tonight, bitch?
Oh, I remember that. That was freaking great. That was a great about Brandy Cups. Oh, those were the days. Oh. Okay. Enough about that. We got to go into 1994. So we are in late August of 1994. Now, Dane, I remember because I told you I didn't have TBS until 94. This was around the time I finally got TBS on my cable outlet on TCI Cable Brookhaven.
Yeah.
We had gotten TBS on September 1st, and they had the replay that late Saturday night. I think it was either September 2nd or September 3rd. So I remember setting up the VCR to tape it, and I was so excited because, not only can finally watch WCW Saturday night, but I could actually watch a Clash of the Champions.
Mm-hmm.
So it was the big Hogan Flair rematch. Now, you're probably thinking, wait, why did you just cover the Hogan Flair match at Bash at the Beach and cover that show? Well, the thing is, I did that pay-per-view last year on WrestleTrax on Place to Be Nation with Scott Criscuolo. So I figured, okay, I don't want to do that again because I just covered it. So we're going to start from here. And it starts a big storyline. So,
oh, yes.
So this is going to be a real-time arc, the first real-time arc on this podcast that we're going to cover. So, all right, let's get into it. We are from Cedar Rapids, Iowa for this Clash of the Champions. Because when I think big show on TBS, I think Cedar Rapids, Iowa.
Yes. But you know what? I think it worked because at least the crowd themselves, like, I'm guessing probably, or I don't know, maybe, I know 95, 96 was definitely beginning where the crowds really turned against Hogan. So I'm guessing a mid-sized city in middle America where Hogan still had a lot of drawing power would be good enough to get like a hot crowd for him at least.
Yeah. Okay, so the version we have is the quote-unquote restored version because for some reason on the network / Peacock, the first 3 or 4 minutes are removed for quote-unquote technical difficulties, and I have no idea why.
I don't know either because the link you sent me for on the web archive there, the first few minutes was like seemed like it was like VHS quality, then all of a sudden it turned to like normal, like it was restored or whatever. And plus we also had our nice return of the almost a kind of a repeaty promotion or promo stuff like we did from the SmackDown. Hogan!
It's Hulk Hogan versus Ric Flair. Clash of the Champions, baby, live. Yo, Nature Boy. Yo, Nature Boy. Yo, Ric Flair. Yo, Ric Flair. Yo, Nature Boy. We got something that used to be on YouTube. Hogan.
And I'm sick to death of you, Hogan! I'm gonna dance so passionately on your grave! Pick up on this! Pick up on this, Hogan! Hulk Hogan. Hogan.
Hogan! Fire! What you gonna do, Fire? I'm coming! I'm coming with a surprise! That would shock the world!
I'm coming with a surprise that would shock the world.
Shock the world.
It's a shame we don't get this national anthem from this country singer on Peacock, because I have it paused here at 4:45. I got this one fan who's wearing a Hard Rock hat.
Mm-hmm.
He's wearing a Cedar Rapids Colonels baseball shirt, the local minor league team. We got a fan holding a sign that says WCW is unbelievable. And we got a fan at ringside holding the big ass 16-inch Ric Flair Galoob figure. Man, I bet he got that at a yard sale for like $2. Okay, so we get into our opening match of this show. We got the newly turned face Nasty Boys taking on Pretty Wonderful, the new WCW Tag Team Champions who beat Cactus Jack and Kevin Sullivan at Bash at the Beach. But it's a non-title match.
Yeah.
But hold on a second, Dane. Look who's at ringside.
Oh, it's our old buddy and future King of the Road winner, the Blacktop Bully.
Yeah, I told you. Blacktop Bully made his debut because around this time, the Blacktop Bully would have been just a fan, quote unquote, in the crowd, taunting the baby faces.
Taunting the baby faces and later on cheering some of the heels.
I'm guessing he's supposed to be like the equivalent in pro wrestling world of the Washington Bullets heckler, if you remember him from back in the day.
I believe so, yes.
Yeah, he was a very big deal back in the day at NBA games. He would always like insult the opposing players with the Bullets. And I love this one fan behind Bully here. He's got a sign that says, "What's causing all this? Woo!" Okay, so the Nasty Boys have been faces for a while, and we will get to that in next month's episode from this arc, because they play a pivotal role in a storyline that we'll be talking about later in this show. So let's get into Scott's review of this match. It is billed as a special tag team feature, whatever the hell that is.
Yeah.
I guess because it's non-title, so.
Non-title. But also we get, I think later on, Michael Buffer will introduce the main event as some kind of special attraction match or something. Or whatever odd word salady thing he did.
Well, it's Buffer, so.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go to Scott. Roma and Orndorff are the champions, but this is non-title. Apparently, the Nasties have turned babyface since losing the titles, although I remember very little of this. However, Knobs yells out, "Nasty!" after his moves like a babyface now instead of heel. So that's clearly a turn. Knobs hammers on Orndorff and puts him down with an elbow, and the Nasties do some clobbering on Roma. Just not the same without Dusty to call it. Yeah. Sags gets double-teamed on the floor, however, while Tony goes on a weird rant about how WCW lets fans decide stuff, unlike those other guys. I wonder what Tony's referencing here. Which is, Scott says, which is funny because I don't recall WCW fans clamoring for Hogan on top. Sags hangs out on the floor, taking the occasional shot and back in for a flying elbow from Roma that's roughly 100 times better than Sags. See, there you go. I paid Roma a compliment. He does one move better than one of the worst wrestlers in the company. Hope it doesn't go to his head. Oh, God, Scott. Roma drops knees while Barry Darsow debuts in his new gimmick of obnoxious heel fan while Roma goes to the chin lock. Dropkick from Roma gets two. Tony relates a quote from Pretty Wonderful. Not only is it great to be champions, it's going to be champions here in this new era of WCW, where we are the defining standard of professional wrestling. Now that's a money promo. Kids around the schools were always talking about how WCW was the defining standard for wrestling. The champs hit a powerplex on Knobs, but Sags drops the elbow on Orndorff and pins him 9 minutes, despite neither guy being legal. This was a match that opened the show. 1 star.
It was definitely a clash of styles with the Nasties and Pretty Wonderful. But that and the ending was kind of a bit of looked confusing to me because it looked like I think Roma had Knobs pinned, but Sags had Orndorff pins, but the referee counted the Sags pin, so that's how they won.
Yeah, Randy Anderson was not paying any attention during this match. I do appreciate that we got one fan here in the crowd in the section that's facing the ring that you can see on the Horde camera, wearing a Jerome Bettis Los Angeles Rams jersey.
I noticed that. I noticed the jersey right away too. That's throughout the whole show.
Yeah, because this was, I think, Jerome Bettis hadn't been traded to the Steelers until, I want to say, 96, 97. I think he's there the first year they're in St. Louis, because this is the last year that the Rams were in LA before they went to St. Louis, before they came back. Jerome Bettis is his second season. He goes with the Rams when they go to St. Louis in 95, and he's traded to Pittsburgh for the 96 season. All right. But, Dane, we get a promo for the Hulk Hogan hotline.
Oh, God. 8 wonderful features. You can play Beat the Hulk Trivia, get a daily message from the Hulk himself. Make sure to get your parents' permission first, brother.
I wonder what the daily message from the Hulkster is. I wonder if it's like the Corey hotline.
Let's see here. Canada stalls on trade talks, brother.
Let me read some of the news here, brother. The baseball players are on strike. I'm not going to talk about that for obvious reasons, brother. Jesse's going to be out of here soon, WCW anyway. I don't want him hearing any of this me talking about unions, brother. Now we're going to go into an interview with Mean Gene and Hogan and Jimmy Hart. And I figure, you know what, Dane, I got to play this because, you know what, I'm excited to hear the Hulkster with Mean Gene. So,
yes.
I don't think anything wrong is going to happen. Obviously, they're going to keep a tight security around the Hulkster. He's now the heavyweight champ. So,
where's Doug Dillinger and all his security entourage that he used to have with Goldberg?
Well, he doesn't have that yet, Dane. Doug doesn't have the money. Eric can't afford to give him the money yet for the tight security, which we're going to see in a bit. So let's go to the promo.
All right, welcome back to more of the Clash of Champions live from the heart of America tonight here on TBS. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my privilege to introduce the most awesome force in World Championship Wrestling history. He is the WCW Heavyweight Champion of the World, Hulk Hogan! Oh, look at that knee. Jesus. Look at that knee. Bockwinkel. Jimmy. Get him on us. Get him.
Well, we are looking at horror as you are now. as
Okay, can we describe the scene going on right here?
Okay, well, first off, we had Jimmy Hart coming out, jumping all excited. Hogan comes out eventually, but it looked like there was some masked guy who just kind of bopped Hogan in the knee and he collapses, and then all of a sudden we have like all the WCW equivalent to like Rene Goulet and Pat Patterson and Tony Garea. We got Nick Bockwinkel there, I guess, and Greg Gagne for some reason.
I think he was an agent at this time, Greg Gagne, for WCW. So,
and Nick Bockwinkel, I guess he's the commissioner for WCW, and Mean Gene's like panicking. He's like, "Oh, give me a break." That's kind of bad timing there. Bad words there. And Hogan's holding his left knee, I guess.
My knee, brother. Why me?
Why me, brother? Look at the knee. Look like a normal knee to me right now, but
it could be swelling, Dane. So you never know. That masked man hit him in the knee. You know what? Why isn't anybody trying to get the masked man that hit him in the knee?
Well, yeah, he just kind of almost like sneakily came and then sneakily ran off, just almost like a thief in the night.
Yeah, like Seth did the other night.
Yeah.
It's way more of this.
someone came out from behind Hulk Hogan during the entrance, and my God, he's been
Get some help for him.
Did you see how hard he got hit in the knee?
Well, right now out there, many members
give me a break.
Of WCW officials are here.
Barnett, you saw that. Chester, you saw it. Come on, get him out of here. Get him out of here.
This is there's Nick Bockwinkel. Fans, I apologize for this. Greg Gagne, this is absolutely horrible.
Now, this was supposed to be an interview with Hogan,
An interview with Hulk Hogan, like we said, scheduled. And as he walks towards the interview set, out of nowhere, someone, it looked like he had some sort of pipe or bar in his hand, hit him right on the knee with it.
Boy, he got him good.
Boy, you're not kidding.
They're putting on a brace right now.
All right, Mean Gene is right there. Gene,
putting on a brace.
Can you
Tony,
hear us, Gene?
Yeah, Tony, Bobby, I don't know if you can see what's going on back here. This is the most horrific thing I have ever seen. From out of nowhere, somebody came with apparently a steel pipe and absolutely blasted that left knee of Hulk Hogan. He's in tremendous pain. You can see the agony etched on his face right now, on his visage. Jimmy Hart is here. WCW Commissioner Nick Bockwinkel, the paramedics, WCW trainer Dr. Chuck is here, the director of security, but this is just an absolute madhouse.
Dr. Chuck, not even a last name, just Dr. Chuck.
Well, maybe Chuck is his last name. I don't know.
But I gotta appreciate how Mean Gene is just selling this as completely serious. He's like trying to get to the bottom of this, and he's yelling at Jim Barnett and Gary Chester. He's like, "Barnett, you saw that. Chester, you saw that."
I don't see nothing.
My boy, I didn't see nothing. My boy. Oh. All right, they got the stretcher for Hogan. So
yeah.
All right, let's see him get on the stretcher, brother.
Total bedlam, a zoo-like atmosphere, and what was supposed to be a grand and glorious night for wrestling fans across the country has turned into their worst nightmare. I can't believe it. This is absolutely a sham.
Well, they've called out the meat wagon for him.
Well, they have called out the medics. There's no question the EMTs are here, and they will be loading him up. There you see Chuck Tache, who is the trainer that is with all of our wrestlers wherever they go. Eric Bischoff, who, of course, not only is one of our announcers, is senior vice president and executive producer of World Championship Wrestling, is there.
Just a minute. Wait a minute.
What?
Okay. I just got word from one of the production assistants here. They've sent word back to lock the doors to the building. No one is going to leave the building. They're searching for whoever did that to Hogan. They're back in the dressing room area right now. They're going through all the dressing room, all the offices back there, and I guess they're going to be going through the crowd here to find out exactly what happened and who that was.
Well, they should. It was a horrible attack, and this...
I'm going to try, Tony, to get a word with the Hulkster as they put him on. He's in...
Wait, why would you... Oh, Gene, why would you want a word with the Hulkster right now? He's in agony right now.
He's in agony. What more can he say? I mean, a few years ago when I broke my ankle, I was just delirious from pain and stuff. And I mean, you imagine you're not going to get a lick of sense out of someone like Hogan at that time. My knees fuck, brother.
Brother, my knees hurt. What the hell happened?
What the hell happened, brother? They're going to lock the doors and trying to find the person or persons responsible for this now? What if he just snuck out of the building already? Or
yeah, because freaking Doug Dillinger didn't bother to do shit.
Yeah.
Oh. But I love how we paused this in 2051, the face that Hogan makes. Oh, I gotta take a snap of this. Oh, yeah, send it to Mike and Chico in the upper chat.
Watch out.
What's he saying? Why me? Why me? Why me?
His first title defense.
What about the kneecap, Doc? What about that kneecap?
What about me?
We'll see about it. We'll see about it. Okay, we're gonna take him to the hospital right now, and then we'll get it taken care of.
Get him out of here! Get him out of here! Let's go!
All right, as you heard, they will take him to the hospital. This is absolutely horrible, fan.
Wait, a hospital? They're not taking him to a local medical facility?
No, they're just straight hospital, I guess.
Yeah, in WCW, they don't use local medical facility like WWE does.
No.
Apparently, Vince hated the word hospital, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, I think once in a while, I think they've jumped back and forth between using hospital and local medical facility now that Trips is in charge, so.
Okay, let me go through Scott here. He says, Gene notes this is the worst nightmare of any wrestling fan. Don't ever sell it or anything there, Gene. Oh.
Wait for 31 years and later, you'll see people, they'll say that Brock returning was the worst nightmare ever.
Oh, yeah. Even Scott will fucking say that.
Yeah.
Now, hold on a second, Dane. I skipped it here. I forgot about this one part here. Now, I haven't paused here at 24:25. I appreciate this one sign that this fan made here. It spells Hulk. Humanity, understanding, loving, kindness.
Oh, that's kind of...
Well, that's kind of clever. I kind of
Yeah,
appreciate
that's clever. Yeah. Yeah, that's a clever...
Yeah, and that it's perfect handwriting, and I mean,
Yeah.
I got it. That's an A+ effort by this fan right here.
Yeah. Kind of coke for you, lad, whoever had that sign in 94.
So now we get into our next match as Hogan's being into the ambulance as Eric Bischoff and Jimmy Hart are going to go with him to the hospital.
And looks like also Brother Brutai, too, by the looks of it.
Yeah, wait a minute, Dane. What do you think Brother Brutai was? Do you think he was like in catering or something and he got word that Hogan's knee got hurt?
Oh, more than likely. I mean, why else is he hanging around WCW at this time?
Yeah, he was hanging around for the free food.
Yeah.
So now we get into the rematch. They had an epic match. I remember Steve and Ricky at Bash at the Beach. So this is the big rematch. So, okay, there's a stipulation in this match. If Stunning Steve Austin is disqualified, he's going to lose the U.S. title to Steamboat.
Yeah. He was trying to get deliberately disqualified at the last match there at Bash at the Beach, so that's why we got this. And I didn't realize that Ricky was still doing the fire breathing stuff in this time.
Oh yeah, he was still doing it. Like we're at the end of his career basically, because I think he might wrestle a few matches here and there after this match, and
Yeah,
until he comes back in '09 and has the brief feud with Jericho.
we're getting close to the really bad ending for Steve Austin in WCW.
Yeah. Oh well. Now I will appreciate Steve's trunks here that say Dragon Slayer on them.
Mm-hmm.
I bet Steve was a big fan of the rapping Dragon Slayer on Tic Tac Toe 1990. All right, so I'm gonna go to Scott now here for this match. So here's his review. They trade headlocks to start, and Austin immediately accuses Steamboat of pulling his hair, which would become much less of an issue by the year after. They trade some vicious chops, and Steamboat puts him down with drop kicks. He gets a power slam for 2. Meanwhile, the ambulance drives Hogan to the hospital for a boo-boo on his knee. Doesn't anyone know how to say put some ice on it? Pinfall reversal, and Steamboat goes to the arm drag, which is the point where the Clash DVD set picks it up, so as to admit the Hogan stuff. Steamboat holds an arm bar, which turns into a nice little mat segment. Austin tosses him out, and they brawl outside, with Austin turning into a foot race before running into a chop. Back in, they trade sleeper attempts, but Austin escapes with kick, wham, stunner, or just a jawbreaker. Whatever. Austin throws chops in the corner, but gets hip tossed before missing a charge and hitting the post. Steamboat walks the ropes to hurt the arm and follows with the flying chop for 2. Austin comes back with a knee drop for 2 and slugs away on the ropes. He goes to the chin lock, and we take a break. Back with Austin getting a suplex for 2. They fight on the top, and Steamboat goes down, but crouches Austin. He fights for a suplex, but Austin hits it instead. Steamboat keeps coming and nails Austin coming off the top, however. Steamboat back up, but the flying body press misses, and Austin sends him face first to the mat. He doesn't follow up, though, slapping him around instead of pinning him, which allows Steamboat to fight up again. Steamboat is pissed and fires away, chopping Austin down for 2. Spinebuster gets 2. Electric chair gets 2, and Steamboat's back is killing him. You can see it. Small package gets 2. Roll-up gets 2. Backslide gets 2. Sunset flip gets 2. Austin finally ends the rally with a clothesline dumps him, but Steamboat pulls himself in and gets a roll-up for 2. Then finishes with a small package at 15:30 to win the U.S. title. That finishing sequence with Steamboat's babyface comeback and the series of insane near falls on a desperate Austin was some of the best American pro wrestling you'll ever see, 4.25 stars. And that was it for Steamboat's career until the sort of comeback against Jericho.
Yeah, that was definitely a good match and swan song for Steamboat for that. That would be his, like they said, his last match. So that was definitely a kind of a feel-good moment for him to win. I think they said this would have been his second reign as U.S. champion.
Yeah, I believe so. I think he might have had the belt maybe briefly in '93, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe in the Crockett era.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, because I think Rude has the belt throughout '92, so I don't think Steamboat would have had it in '93. So I'm guessing it must have been when the belt was in Crockett.
Yeah.
Okay, so why don't we just go back to Gene with Tony and Bobby here as they speculate on everything that's going on. So with the situation with the Hulkster. So let's go to them.
Champions joined at ringside by Mean Gene Okerlund, and you were right there when that all took place to Hulk Hogan.
I'll tell you what is just what has become a nightmare for me. I couldn't believe it. It was supposed to be one of the biggest nights ever in World Championship Wrestling history. And then from out of the shadows, back to the entrance, somebody came up and absolutely blew away that knee on Hulk Hogan. I mean, I still cannot comprehend how it all happened.
All right, I believe we have a report from the hospital from Eric Bischoff, and let's go to that at this time.
Oh, how nice, Dane. Freaking Brute Eyes assisting Hogan out of the truck.
Yes.
Oh, what a great friend Brother Brute Eye is to his best friend.
What a good friend, both Brute Eye and Jimmy Hart.
Yeah.
Of course, we know Jimmy Hart will later on. post Dungeon of Doom stuff there. That's
Oh yeah. Well, Dane, as we all know, Brudi, he's never gonna turn on the Hulkster. It's never gonna.
no.
I mean, come on. He's gonna be by his side, thick and
He's
thin.
thick and thin. He's always
Yeah.
been the number one Hulkamaniac.
Aaron. Look, I don't know a lot. Ambulance right over here. The only thing I do know, they're going in to check him. We won't know anything specifically till we hear from a spokesman from the hospital. As you can see, he's on his way to the emergency room. The only thing I know from talking to Hulk Hogan inside of the ambulance, he didn't see anything. All he felt was something snap inside of his knee. He didn't see anything. As he said, it felt like someone fell out of the rafters on his knee. Again, we don't know anything now. I'm going to try to get, here, you take this. I'm going to try to get some information. I'll be careful.
Oh, Eric's gonna go get the scoops from the trauma center people.
Yes. Because Hogan's description of things didn't really help out matters. Just saying that felt like something dropped from the rafters onto his knee. Like doesn't make any sense.
No.
I mean, yeah, I know he said like I said, and I remember him barely claiming that Taker tombstoning him buggered up his neck in 91 or whatever, but far be it from Hogan to embellish an injury or two.
No. But I will say, Dane, this gives me like a weird urge for a Pepsi right now with Eric at the emergency, because there's this vintage like late 80s.
I see. Yeah, the late 80s Pepsi vending machine. Yes.
Yeah, because Pepsi would have changed their logo, I remember, I think, from this logo to another logo before Super Bowl 26 in 92.
Yeah.
But I do remember seeing this logo like well in like old vending machines into like the late 90s, early 2000s.
Oh, yeah.
And I think they might have even brought that logo back recently, I think. Pepsi's changed their logo a bunch of times.
Yeah, I think they kind of brought that one back as for their throwback with the real cane sugar.
Oh, yeah, because everyone loves the real cane sugar.
Yes.
Meanwhile, we go back to Gene, Tony, and Bobby, and Bobby's got this big grin here at 4603.
Yeah.
Good.
Good.
Let me play this.
Room here in Cedar Rapids, Iowa. The question is about the match that he has, a title defense against Ric Flair coming up live here tonight.
Okay, here's what I'm going to do, Tony. I have cornered Commissioner Nick Bockwinkel in the back room. When we come back here on TBS, I'm going to be talking to Commissioner of World Championship Wrestling, and we'll try get the facts. Get that smile off your face. You got it.
I can smile whenever I want. Hey, Hogan, I hope the bedpan's not cold.
Fans, not only will we come back, will Mean Gene talk to Commissioner Nick Bockwinkel, but the Honky Tonk Man, a man arriving very soon to WCW, will debut his brand new video, all live on the Clash of the Champions. Stay with us.
Oh, shit. We're going to get a Honky Tonk Man music video?
Yeah.
Oh. So, okay, can we describe this music video, Dave?
Well, there's some local or stereotypical bulleted southern guy checking his mail, and then this big pink Cadillac comes up, and there's a whole honky in the Cadillac asking which way to the WCW matches. And the stereotypical nerd that he's also got a nice WCW ball cap on, too. Points him that way, and then he's like, was that who I thought it was? Thinking it was like maybe Elvis, but no, it's our old friend Honky Tonky Man. And then he sings, I guess, what would be his entrance theme for his brief WCW tenure.
Yeah, it's like, I'm just a Honky Tonk Man, and you ain't gonna walk on me.
Well, I'm just a Honky Tonk Man, and Bischoff's gonna can me in 2 months.
Because I don't want a job to Mark Marrow. All right, so now we go into Mean Gene with Commissioner Nick Bockwinkel. So let's go to Gene and the commish.
Joining me at this time, and I want to recap what has taken place thus far here in Cedar Rapids, here in the heart of America tonight. We have a new U.S. champ. He's Ricky Steamboat. But also earlier on tonight, one of the most appalling things I have ever seen, Commissioner Nick Bockwinkel joining me at this time. First of all, have you heard anything definitive from the hospital regarding the condition of Hulk Hogan?
At this point, we still don't know enough to make a statement.
All right. That, I guess, poses a certain set of conditions here tonight. As you know, Hulk Hogan was to defend the WCW heavyweight title against the Nature Boy Ric Flair. If he is unable to defend, what will the status of that title be?
Under the circumstances, under the contract, under the agreement, what it comes down to is simply this. This is live. This is right now. This man was supposed to step into the ring within an hour, hour and 15 minutes from now, whatever the time would be. If the champion Hulk Hogan cannot step into the ring, as sad as I must say it is, he would have to relinquish and forfeit the title to the challenger. And it would be
that, as you can tell by the reaction of this crowd, would be a very unpopular decision, Mr. Bockwinkel.
It would be an extremely unpopular decision, but right now we're trying to reach all of the board members of the WCW. We are desperately trying to see if we can come up with anything better than that.
You know, Bockwinkel, I'm not so certain that Flair probably didn't order this hit on Hogan himself.
We have no proof of any kind, of any circumstances, so we can only run with the rules that we've got staring right in front of us.
All right, there you have it. Commissioner of World Championship Wrestling, Nick Bockwinkel. You heard what he had to say. Stay tuned. We're going to be back with more of the Clash of the Champions.
I love the fact that they play on the video wall behind them.
They play the hit again. Like
the
Zapruder
film.
Yeah. Back and to the left. Back and to the left.
Okay, so we got a big tag match coming up here. So we have Dusty and Dustin Rhodes taking on the tag team of Terry Funk and Bunkhouse Buck. Now, Dane, I got to take you back to the Bash at the Beach, where Dustin was teamed with Arn Anderson against Terry Funk and Bunkhouse Buck because Dustin needed a partner to fight the Stump Stable. And so he had Arn as his partner. He begged for him to be his partner. And Arn accepted. And boy, was that a fucking mistake by Dustin.
Yes, I remembered watching, when I had the network, I watched Bash at the Beach 94. And that was, I think even Scott made a joke in his recap somewhere that this is why we, at the time, referred to him as Dustin, because he was dumb enough to trust Arn Anderson.
This is a guy who beat up his dad in a parking lot with the rest of the Horsemen.
Yeah.
But then we get, I want to say this was on a main eventer. Yeah, it might have, I think it was main event, or maybe it was worldwide or something, that I'm going to play at the top of the show as the cold open, where Dusty cuts the famous promo with Dustin about how I neglected you, and when you looked for a partner, you went to Arn Anderson. Arn Anderson, you used his innocence, and you paid him back in scorn. To hell with you, Arn Anderson. And then, oh my God, this is so great with Dusty. He talks about how Arn Anderson is a walk behind her. And when you're a walk behind her, the view never changes. And so Dusty begs Dustin, you're going to need a partner for the Clash of Champions. Don't go begging someone else to be your partner, because I want to be your partner. And, oh, man.
Dusty had the gift of the gab, for sure.
But I loved how great this promo was, because Dusty talks about how when Dustin was little, he neglected him a bit as a child.
Yeah, neglected him as a child. Neglected him when he became a executive, I guess, when becoming the booker, becoming a corporate cowboy, as he called it.
I also think at this time, I think one of the storyline reasons why Dusty couldn't be Dustin's partner at Bash at the Beach was he was out in Hollywood, because I think he did a guest spot on Burke's Law with Raymond Burr at this time.
Yes, yeah, because they showed a short little clip during this promo of him filming behind the scenes there on Burke's Law.
So here we go. It's Dusty and Dustin teaming up against Bunkhouse Buck and Terry Funk, which I want to remind everybody, Bunkhouse Buck, you fans today would best know him as Jack Swagger's dad. Never forget, Bunkhouse Buck Jimmy Golden was Jack Swagger's on-screen dad.
Papa Swagger, yes.
And then, oh my God, this is so freaking amazing. We have right behind them, we got Colonel Parker and Bing. Glorious black suit and his white tie.
Yep, the OG MFT.
Oh my gosh. And Colonel Parker being like all Colonel Parker.
Yep.
And so we have Dusty and Dustin coming out. Dusty's got he's got a yellow shirt. He's got a jean vest on.
Jean vest on and jean joggers, I think, or something. I don't know.
Yeah, he's got all denimed out for this match.
Yep.
Dustin's got the yellow trunks.
And he's coming out to the natural theme.
Yeah, which I loved. I love that theme so much from the Slam Jam album.
Yeah.
That could be a possible show we could do one day, the Slam Jam album.
Yes.
Because I really would love to do like a whole thing about Rick Rude's WCW theme. I might actually have to maybe get Chico on for that episode, because I think we could have a lot of fun with that episode.
Yeah.
That Slam Jam theme. Because it's just music, so.
Yeah.
All right. Let me go to Scott here for the tag match. Dusty's promo to set up tag match is everything that Hogan's angle was lacking, featuring real emotions and passion and actual stakes. Yep. Dustin slugs it out with Buck and boots him down, and the heels have some miscommunication, allowing Dustin to beat up on them and clean house. Big Dust comes in and throws elbows, which gives Funk the opportunity to do his crazy selling. I'm sure you didn't have to ask him twice. Dustin power slams Buck for two, but turns his back and gets hit in the head with a boot. When will that boy ever learn? So the stud stable takes over and cuts off the ring, but Buck hits Funk with the boot by mistake and hot tag Dusty. They're certainly keeping this one brisk. Double A comes out and punks out Dustin, and the heel beatdown of Dusty is on just like old times. This also brings the Clash debut of the Monster Bing, back when he was wearing a suit and trying to be Big Bubba Rogers. The match breaks down into a Donnybrook, and Arn runs into the TQ at 7:22. Clearly, this was all a backdrop for the angle anyway. Star and a half. But okay, Dane, we're going to get to the best part of this match.
Oh,
here.
yes. Yes.
So we have a big schmaz here.
Yeah.
And Dusty wants to beat the crap out of Ming. Dusty's trying to go for the elbow here, but he's like, hold on a second. I'll be right back.
Hold on. I'll be right back. My elbow ain't going to be good enough for this hard head here.
So he goes underneath the Dusty, and he grabs a wooden chair. And, okay, I got to play this because I think Bobby has a funny comment here.
Yeah.
Probably a board or something. It's a chair. He's going to sit down and talk it over.
He's going to sit down and talk it over.
He's just gonna sit down and talk to Big and be like, "Why can't we just be friends, man?"
Yeah.
But then, okay, here comes the best part. Dusty has the chair and smashes it over Big's head, and it doesn't even flinch him.
Yeah.
I think they had to gimmick that chair real good for that.
Yeah, just as much as they gimmicked the one ladder there it's on for the TLC match there on Sunday with Candice LeRae doing that. And it still looked like she took a nasty bump for it.
Ming is just beating the crap out of Dusty. He puts him in like a death grip while the chair's still on his head.
Yeah. He's wearing it and finally slides off his arms, and he's got Dusty down like the Tongan death grip or some other nerve hold. And then the rest of the stud stable is beating down Dustin.
Okay, who's coming out to make the save? Let me play this here.
They're keeping Dustin out. Dusty is down.
This may be the end of Dusty Rhodes. You may be watching the end of Dusty Rhodes here right now.
Finally, Frankie Lancaster's come in.
Well, wait, of all the people to make the save, fucking Frankie Lancaster. What the
How
hell?
random.
The randomest jobber. Okay, he's gonna try to make the save. Well, let's see who else is coming out here. I think I think I saw Bobby Eaton come out here. Yeah, Bobby Eaton, I think, is over there. And now we have the usual gang of idiots. We got Dillinger, we got Greg Gagne there trying to break this crap up. So I don't know, Dane. This feud it's almost like a war, Dane. This
A
feud.
war. It needs to be settled in some kind of game.
Like, yeah, some kind of game. Maybe like checkers. Maybe they could play like shoots and ladders to settle
Shooting
this
ladders
feud.
or 21 or 22.
Oh yeah, because as Jake famously said, you got 21, I got 22.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna go back to the hospital here for a bit. So let's go back to Eric at the hospital and see what the situation's going down, brother.
Let's check up on the Hulkster.
All right, I don't know anything more than I knew earlier. Obviously, they wouldn't let me in. I haven't had the opportunity to talk to a spokesperson. I do know that Jimmy Hart, Henry Holmes, the attorney, I see them over by the door. We'll try to get together with them and find out exactly what is going on. All I can.
Okay, so Eric mentions Henry Holmes, who was Hogan's attorney at the time. Now, it should be mentioned that okay, you know the famous story, Dane, about how allegedly the Hulkster was the original choice for the George Foreman grill, and
Yes.
he missed it all.
He missed it all, yes.
Yeah, so Henry Holmes was also George Foreman's attorney.
No kidding.
Yes. So I think that's where that freaking story comes from.
Yeah.
I think Henry Holmes apparently allegedly gave him a call and he didn't answer, so I'll just give it to George.
Yeah.
Say is by the looks on everyone's faces, it doesn't look good for Hulk Hogan. Henry Holmes, you were in there. They let you in as his attorney. Tell me what the situation is.
Right now, Hulk is in X-ray. The doctor is extremely concerned because it is a knee injury, but the severity of the knee injury is in a great deal of pain, which makes it difficult to examine him. I have advised him, in light of the injury, the knee injury, which is a very, very serious type of injury, that he should decline to wrestle tonight and he should concede his belt to Ric Flair. I've talked with Mr. Bischoff and the other powers that be at the WCW, and in exchange for that, they have guaranteed Hulk the first shot, the first title shot with Ric Flair. It's out of Ric Flair's hands. He's guaranteed the first title shot. However, Hulk seems to be determined on wrestling tonight. He's not listening to me. Jimmy has tried. Brutai has tried. I called his agent, Peter Young, from Los Angeles, who's also talked to Hulk, and Hulk seems to be determined.
So is he or isn't he? What is his status?
He seems to be determined. He wants to wrestle. We don't want him to wrestle.
Jimmy?
I'm just going to tell you, Hulk's hard-headed. He's going to do what Hulk Hogan wants to do, right, Brutai?
That's right. Hulkster says what Hulkster wants to do, Hulkster's going to do, and there's no power on this earth. There's nothing that could change his mind at this point. As Henry said, everybody's tried to talk to him. We've tried to talk sense to him. We've tried to talk logic to him, but he's not having any part of it.
All right, there's some activity back in the back again. That's all we know from here. Back to you. I'll be right in. I'll be right in.
Brudai's been trying to talk some sense into him. Like,
Yeah.
no, Hulk,
No.
don't do this.
Don't do it. Think about your knees.
Yeah. Meanwhile, we have Gene cutting this promo spot with Flair and Sherry. And why does Sherry look like she's dressed for a funeral?
I don't know, unless maybe she's going to join the New Day in their mourning of the death of the tag team division.
Oh, did you see the spot with Penta wearing
Yes.
Xavier's hat?
Yeah.
That was the fucking greatest spot ever.
Yeah. Yeah, and then I think I saw someone had the video set up like when he had the hat on, and then he threw like Raiden within Mortal Kombat.
Oh yeah, Matthew posted that on
Yeah,
his
on
socials.
Botchamania. Yeah, yeah.
That was freaking fantastic. Flair's like, "You're gonna forfeit the belt to me, Hogan." Yeah.
Yeah,
Woo!
bring the belt to me. Woo!
Okay, so we got our next match here. Oh, hold on a second. We could
You gotta-
talk to Terry Funk and Bunkhouse Buck and Colonel Parker on the hotline with Mike Tenay and Chris Cruz. Chris Cruz looks like freaking scared for his life next to Terry Funk.
Well, wouldn't you be scared if Terry Funk was standing next to you?
No, I'd actually be like really amused if Terry Funk was next to me. I'd also ask him, "Hey, Terry, what was it like to work with Patrick Swayze on Roadhouse?"
Yeah.
Okay, but we got a special challenge match coming up between Lord Steven Regal, the World Television Champion, and the legendary Antonio Inoki, because it was back at Bash at the Beach where they were going to be honoring Antonio Inoki with an award.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Regal interrupted.
Why are we honoring this foreigner, and I am the best foreign wrestler here as a champion?
Well, I'm sorry, Steven. You never fought Muhammad Ali. So I think Antonio Inoki has you beat here.
Yep.
So that didn't sit well with Inoki. So we have this special challenge match. It's not for the world television title, so it's another non-title match. So I don't know how to feel about this, because it's like they mentioned that Inoki's in his retirement tour right now, kind of similar to Cena, but it's like, do you think like the Cedar Rapids crowd knows or gives a shit who Antonio Inoki is?
Probably not, but based off the crowd reaction to this match.
I mean, this was kind of like my first time watching Antonio Inoki for this match, so it was kind of like an education for me. But it was like watching Antonio Inoki, I'm like, okay, I can see why this guy's kind of a big deal.
I understand why he was a big deal in Japan. But like, if Inoki was alive, this would be something Tony Khan would love to shove on AEW.
Oh yeah, and Dave would probably rate it like 4 stars or whatever, and overrate it like fuck. Although I don't know, because Dave was really not. I don't think he was kind of like the biggest Inoki mark in the world. I think he was more like an old Japan guy back then.
Yeah.
I don't think he becomes like the New Japan overrating everything until like after Inoki leaves and does the whole shit with Inoki genome and all that.
Yeah.
Let's go to Scott here for the review. This was a weird one that I never got. They do some shooty shoot stuff with Regal throwing forearms in the corner and the crowd not really caring. As well, the network connection is pretty bad tonight, which isn't helping the match. I actually had to switch from the Roku to the PS3 at this point. So there you go. Proof this wasn't written in 1998. What would be the equivalent of that from going to the Roku? It must have been a really crappy Roku back in like the 2010s.
Yeah. Going from a crappy Roku to a PS3?
I guess if this was written in 1998, it'd be like, I don't know, going from like the VCR to like
VCR to,
I guess, an early TiVo.
Yeah.
Regal kicks Inoki down and works for Kimura as the connection finally calms the F down. Regal with a face lock. Most importantly than this wrestling shit, Hulk Hogan has arrived, brother. Apparently, I can't believe this. What? Apparently,
Hogan.
Dane, he walked 5 blocks from the hospital to the arena.
On a bad knee. I don't know what's more plausible, this or Big Show carrying a motorbike that ran out of gas through the Death Valley deserts.
Yeah, with Taker that one time.
Yeah.
Oh, for more about that, okay, go search AE podcast, Undertaker, Big Show. That's like part of your life you're never going to get back. I'm just going to point that out with you. Even hearing like the snippets of the promo, you're going to regret listening to it. So, all right. So Hulkster's now in the arenas, and go back here. Oh yeah, Inoki keeps working for and finally gets a rear naked choke on Regal at 8:24. This was kind of an MMA-ish in a half-hearted, stupid way, but didn't really work. It was only there so Hogan could make his dramatic return. Dud. Yeah, because I think that Tony talks about how it's a choke sleeper, and Bobby's like, it's a chokehold.
The chokehold, yeah.
But I guess you could justify it because it's like, well, it's in Japan and it's different rules, I guess.
Yeah. And I think Inoki was starting to flirt with the whole worked concept of MMA and wrestling, because I think isn't this when we get like the UFWI / New Japan feud or something around this time?
Yeah, is that the feud where Eric gets the inspiration for the NWO?
I believe so, yes.
Okay. I guess that makes sense. So we got another promo for the Hogan Hotline, and now we have our main event of the evening. So Michael Buffer is going to come out. He's like, "Are you ready?" And yeah, we don't want to get sued by you, Michael. So, hey, Bruce did a great job in the Naked Gun. I'm just going to say that much.
Bruce seems to be the better Buffer, anyways.
Oh yeah, Bruce. He's into when he does the ring announcing for UFC.
Yeah.
I got to applaud Bruce there. I'll say this about Naked Gun. I thought Bruce had the third best performance behind Liam Neeson and Pamela Anderson. I'm going to say that much.
I'm actually now interested in seeing it because I was kind of like, I don't really want to see I'm kind of like rebooted out of stuff, but then kind of hearing, okay, Liam Neeson and Pam Anderson, and it's being executive produced by Seth MacFarlane. Like, okay, I'm somewhat interested now.
I will say this: there's one scene. Okay, do you remember the scene in the original Naked Gun where Frank and Jane are having like the date montage?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a scene kind of similar to that, and it's even better than the original. There's this one part, I'm not gonna spoil it, but it's like, oh my god, this is so great. And I said this to Mike because Mike actually went to a theater and saw the Naked Gun.
Yeah,
so.
I saw that he did that. So,
and he got the beaver.
I saw he got himself a stuffed beaver.
Yeah. All right, so Rick is like, Hogan, come out and surrender the belt to me. Woo!
And we called the commercial while he's still demanding that, while trash talking some fans at ringside that are giving him the gears.
Yeah, he's probably threatening. I'm gonna bang your mother at ringside. Woo!
Woo! Sit down, fat boy. Woo!
Space Mountain, longest ride. Woo! Hogan gets the ring, and now we got a fight on our hands. We got the big rematch for the belt. So here we go to Scott. Logic and wrestling history say that Hogan does the job here to make him look sympathetic in defeat and set up the cage match at Halloween Havoc. But you know Hogan. Flair stops throwing chops right away, and Hulk no-sells them and chokes him out in the corner. And we get a Flair flip. They brawl on the floor, and Flair gets the worst of that, as Tony notes that Flair had the ultimate surprise for Hogan, and it turned out to be the perfect plan. Clearly, the perpetrator only could have been Macho Warrior. Oh, I love this. Clearly, the perpetrator only could have been Macho Warrior Rick Hogan, given those grooves. Clearly, Triple H and Flair go the same school of master planning if the big payoff was hitting a dude with a big stick. So Flair finally goes to the knee and follows up with a suplex, but Hogan pops up and drops elbows, and we get another Flair flip. Back to the floor, but Flair goes to the knee again, and this time Hogan doesn't no-sell it. Flair fights for the figure four, and Hogan fights him off and bails. So Flair attacks the knee on the floor. Back in, figure four looks to end the Legend of Hulkamania, but he fights out of it, and Flair goes back to the knee again. Hulk mounts the comeback this time and hits the big boot. But the pressure on the knee makes it give way, and that should have been the finish. He still manages to drop the leg, but can't stand up on it again. And Flair recovers first with a figure four. So yeah, logically, there's your finish. The hero gives it his all, can't get the pin after hitting his big finisher, loses nobly in the end, and comes back to fight another day. But no, instead he makes the ropes and falls out of the ring, giving Flair the lane count out win at 14:22. And Michael Buffer acts up the announcement declaring Flair the new champion before correcting himself. Oh my God. Michael, come on.
Come on, that's Hitman Clark levels of dumb.
Back to Scott. Flair carried Hogan to something really good, but the finish was ridiculously bad because they had every out to allow Hogan a clean job without looking the least bit bad or weak. And they still did the shitty TV screw job instead. 3.5 stars. Okay, I understand why, but let's also remember, how long has Hogan held the belt this time? Like a month?
Yeah, it was only just a little over a month that he won it back at Bash at the Beach. They're obviously building towards, like Scott says, like they're obviously going to be some kind of rematch at another pay-per-view that's going to be kind of like the end for now of Flair Hogan. Because I think I remember hearing for some reason at the time, like Hogan's contract was only for like 6 months or something, but then afterwards they extended it for longer.
Yeah. So there was kind of the possibility, like, he could have legit left after Halloween Havoc. If that was the case, it wouldn't make sense for Hogan to drop the belt only for him to lose and quote unquote leave at Halloween Havoc.
Yeah.
So that's it, I guess. But then, okay, Sting comes out because they mentioned all throughout the show that Sting was at some kind of like charity function
In Chicago, and he heard about what happened to Hogan and flew from Chicago to Cedar Rapids in a Learjet, I guess, to stand in for Hogan for the match, and if need be.
Well, how the hell is he going to get from Chicago to Cedar Rapids in an hour from the function to the arena?
Unless it's like one of the, I don't know, maybe it was a prototype, one of those prototype stealth jets, I guess. I don't know.
He had Wonder Woman's invisible jet on standby to get to the arena.
Yeah. I mean, and of course, well, and Sting comes out looking like Duke Nukem.
Oh, I wish I had like the Duke Nukem soundboard on me for that. But also, hold on, Dane. We have the Masked Man come back out to attack Hogan to help Flair. You know what's weird, Dane? Why isn't Brother Brutai out to help Hulk?
Where is Brother Brutai in all this? Surely he was concerned for Hogan's knee. Masked Man again whacking Hogan in the knee and having a tussle of Randy Anderson, and there's Flair got him in the figure four again and Sherry's giving him the boots.
Sherry's giving Hogan like the shittiest kicks of all time. This is like exposing the business right here. Meanwhile, like the Masked Man is running off. Security's not doing shit. Doug Dillinger, what the? Just
Dylan, why do you still have a job, Dillinger?
He isn't doing jack shit. Doug Dillinger. They were supposed to lock this building down to find the Masked Man. The Masked Man's back up. Where's the fuck security? Freaking ridiculous. But yeah, Sting comes out looking like what'd you say?
Duke Nukem. Balls of steel.
Balls of steel. Sting's gonna help Hogan make things. Oh, now there's where you are, Doug Dillinger. You didn't do fucking shit to help Hogan.
Yeah. Yeah, now, you come way after the fact just to help Hogan limp out of the ring with the Stinger.
Yeah, great job, Doug. Sorry, Sting, I gotta get higher this side, brother. I don't got a bad knee.
Gotta let everyone know Hulkamania rules, brother.
Live on TBS, brother. All right, Eric, let's go back to the hospital. All right, so that's we got Tony and Bobby recapping everything, and Hogan's going back on the ambulance.
And wait, then it was Brother Brutai again. We had a quick sighting of him.
Yeah, Brother Brutai. He's gonna. Well, you know what, Dane? As I mentioned, Brother Brutai, he enjoyed the catering so much he couldn't come out to ringside.
Yeah, he didn't realize you could have just gone on the payday without actually showing up.
So Scott says, I was so insulted as a fan that this is where I jumped off WCW for a long time because it was so apparent that the company was going nowhere that I wanted to watch. Dave's take on it, at least at the time, was that, it was stupid. Hogan was basically going scorched earth on the promotion. But the company was dead in the water at the end of 93. It was only saved by Turner due to loyalty and the problems of bringing Hogan in. So shitty's better than being gone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, basically you could have argued that WCW could have died at any point, even in the early 90s before Hogan comes in. But it's because Ted knows that, okay, wrestling need my channel. Why would I want to get rid of it?
Mm-hmm.
So, all right, what do we have to say about this show? Well, I like the Steamboat match.
Steamboat Austin was awesome. The Rhodes versus Stud Stable was an all right build towards a bigger and better angle that comes up at the next show. Didn't care too much for Nasties and Pretty Wonderful, but apparently, I guess, because of their win now, Nasty's got a title shot on Saturday night, so see what happens there.
Oh, man. So they got a title shot.
Yep. They got their title shot.
They're going to get a title shot. Inoki and Regal was, well, whatever.
It would have played better in a more smarter crowd, I think. Like, if it was a traditional WCW, NWA town, it would have played a lot better, I think.
Or maybe if they were on the West Coast, maybe Inoki would have played better.
Yeah.
But alas. And Hogan Flair, a good rematch.
Decent, screwy finish, but then again, it builds towards bigger and better payoff at the second next pay-per-view.
Yep. So, yeah, that's going to do it for this show. Not the best clash, but you got Austin Steamboat, which I think makes this
makes it a decent show.
All right, so that does it for Clash of Champions. We'll go back to this arc in a month from now, or month and a half from now. But actually, Dane, I was thinking of something. Why don't we stay in 1994?
Oh, yes.
Because we're going to have a slam that just got uploaded to the Vault channel.
Yes, a Sunday Night Slam.
Yeah. And boy, we're going to have a lot of fun with the Sunday Night Slam as we're getting close to the road to SummerSlam at the United Center. And I will say this, Dane. Nobody on this show is going to sell out. I'm going to guarantee you this. No one. No one's going to sell out. Contrary to what Tatanka says, he's going to say it 9,000 times, but nobody is going to sell out. I'm going to guarantee you that in our next episode.
Yeah. And on the subject, since we talked about the Naked Gun, we're going to have probably good old the late Leslie Nielsen doing some investigating, trying to figure out why there are two Undertakers all of a sudden.
Wait, did you say, Dane? There's two Undertakers?
Apparently, there are two Undertakers.
Well, that's impossible, Dane. There's only one Undertaker.
Yes, I know.
How could there be two? Did he clone himself?
I don't know, but just like back in the old days of the playground rumors, I mean, that's what they always said. That, like, even like when Warrior when he came back at WrestleMania 8, that apparently
Ultimate Warriors.
There were two Ultimate Warriors because the original one died from steroid abuse, so they had brought back. So there was another one that was like a smaller one.
Okay, Dane, I'm going to call bullshit on this because I never heard this rumor until I was much older. I never heard anyone say that on the playground that the Ultimate Warrior died and got replaced by another Ultimate Warrior. I never heard that in my life. And when I saw that in the internet, I'm like, what freaking playground were you on as a kid?
Oh, well, it's a good thing we have stuff like the internet now, where we had the old Death Valley Driver review sleaze thread that helped propagate the Macho Man deflowered a young 14, 15-year-old Stephanie McMahon, which was why he got pretty much excommunicated from the WWF for so long.
Oh, yeah. Well, the biggest contribution that Tony Khan gave us prior to AEW. Because everyone forgets he was the one who originally started that thread.
Oh, God.
Yeah. So take that, all you morally superior wrestling fans.
Yeah.
Who are part of the 11 billion watching on HBO Max.
Your owner is a flea spreader.
So next time on the Squared Circle Time Machine, we're going to go cover the Sunday Night Slam from August 1984 right here on the Squared Circle Time Machine. I'm Greg. That was Dane. And we'll see you with that next episode coming real soon. Have a good rest of your day or night, everybody.
Ric Flair and everything he's got going, the way Ric Flair is tooting his own horn, we might say, if we can play. No, I got one more thing to say, Brutai.
It ain't even worth it.
No, I got one more thing to say. You make sure all your ducks are in a row, because I know they are now. But you find Ric Flair for me. Why don't you throw this microphone up in front of his face when he's not ready like you do to me all the time?
Oh, come on, Hulk, give me a break.
No.
I didn't mean to impose.
No, I know whose side you're on, brother. But when you come out here asking about the knee, that's one thing. But then you lead me into all these other questions. What are you going to do if Bockwinkel throws you in the ring again in 30 days? What are you going to do if the tables turn?
Calm down, Hulk. Please.
Why don't you just ask Flair?
Calm down. I'll ask him if I get the chance.
You tell him, brother, knee or not, I'm ready for him. Or
It ain't worth it, brother.
Ladies and gentlemen, recently I talked with WCW heavyweight champion, the great Hulk Hogan. As a matter of fact, he went so far as to tell me to take the microphone and shove it in Ric Flair's face. Well, that brings us to Las Vegas, Nevada, and hopefully, if I can just bring you along with me, I can run down the Nature Boy. I received word that he would be on hand here at the Mirage, where Andrew Dice Clay is playing. And hold on just a second. Hold on just a second. I believe this is the limousine of the Nature Boy right here. Is Ric Flair in this limo? Ric Flair? Is Ric Flair in here? Sir, don't play games with me. Is he in here?
Sir.
Okay. Ric Flair.
Hey,
I've been
Gino.
waiting.
What is it, man?
What is this? Are you kidding me?
The World Championship belt. What do you think, man? I'm in Las
That is
Vegas.
not- that is-
I'll check you later, pal.
Hold on. Just you
What?
don't walk away from me, Ric Flair.
Gee,
We've got
I
some.
got things to do here tonight, man. I'm with Steve Weaver at the Mirage. We're partying. What do you want?
Well, just a second.
Hey, come on.
You
What is going on here? What is it?
I've got some serious questions to ask. You're suspended right now. Hulk Hogan is injured, and you've upset the entire world of professional wrestling.
What I've done is I've left the sport, the undefeated world heavyweight champion, and there's about 10,000
Let me
women in
see
this
that
town.
belt.
Oh, look at it, pal. Read it. The real world heavyweight champion. What I'm doing right now, my friend, is taking this world championship, this prestige, this notoriety to a new level. This is the real deal. What do you want with me?
Well, I'll tell you what I want with
do,
you.
Gene. Hey,
Hulk Hogan.
You and I, brother, we crossed hairs. You went with Hogan. I went to Las Vegas.
Yeah, but take a look what you did to Hulk Hogan at the Clash of the Champions. You and whoever else you were affiliated with absolutely took this guy, well, virtually out of the business.
Yeah, well, you know what? He deserved to be out of the business long, long ago. He made a grave mistake, a major error, when he left
the WWF and all this magnificence, he comes to WCW, you really think he will run roughshod on the Nature Boy? You think he'll walk into Las Vegas, into the Mirage? Look at this place, it's on fire. This is my kind of action. I am retired.
And I know there are a half a dozen ladies in here waiting for you right now.
That. Probably in a hot tub 6 foot deep. I am the world's heavyweight champion.
No,
I have been
Flair.
suspended, and personally what I've done is I've taken a leave of absence.
You have been misguided. You have been misinformed,
Did you
sir.
come out here first class?
Hulk Hogan.
How'd you get here, Delta?
Now, never mind. Hulk Hogan is the WCW.
I would have sent a little
I don't want to get into an argument with you.
You used to be my man. You used to hang around with the Nature Boy. You used to, look at this. You're custom made.
Yeah,
what are you doing aligning yourself with the likes of Hulk Hogan?
What happened to you?
What happened to me?
What happened to you? Sensuous Sherry.
Watch. I'll show you what happened to me. Yeah. It goes like this, brother. Yeah, you got to say it one time. Woo! What happened to Nature Boy? The Nature Boy came west to Vegas, the real world's heavyweight champion. You know what? I'm in a penthouse bigger than your house. Penthouse. Top of the hotel, bigger than your home. Hulk Hogan is walking around Florida like this. He's wanting to be part of the action. You know what he wants? He wants to be able to get up in the morning and look at those little children of his, God bless them. He wants to look at all the Hulkamaniacs that take the vitamins, that think he's a big deal each and every day of their life. He wants to bring that whole thing together. The bottom line is...
Ric Flair, what about being the man? Come on, what about being the man?
Let me show it. I got to get the quick. Watch. Hey, this is about being the man, brother. Woo! This is about being the real world heavyweight champion. And Hulk Hogan, wherever you are, my friend, wherever you are, remember this. You made the mistake of jumping in with both feet, and now, my friend, you got to live with the bottom line, with the end result, and that is one wheeling, dealing, limousine riding, kiss stealing son of a gun that's going to walk into the bright lights in the big city.
Well, he contends he is the real heavyweight champion of the world, ladies and gentlemen. Riding off into the gaming tables, the Nature Boy, Ric Flair. No doubt, one of a kind.